Our lives are as they are. You know, our pains, our frustrations, you know, our failures and our successes, you know. I can't help but be here as that life, you know, that's experiencing things in this way. Okay, so when your spirit, when your consciousness, when your beingness takes a body, all that natural programming tries to demand complete control over your consciousness. And all the societal inputs are designed to get you to agree to a reality that's far less than the truth of who you are. So what I do is I look for those opportunities to awaken and set aside, at least for a moment, the painful experience of what it is for me to be living my life this way. Now what I'm looking for is a way to not have to say that and believe that that's true. I'm looking for a way out of continuing to be the man that I've been. And so going for the ultimate truth is the only really logical option for a man who's struggling to free himself. Okay? And isn't that what we're doing here? You too. Struggling to free your consciousness to such a degree that you're able to embrace universal consciousness, universal truth, God consciousness. You're here to know what it is to embrace and be embraced by God consciousness. And the body doesn't know what to do about that. It's a terrifying experience. But when you realize that the consciousness in your body that's terrified is you, and that you just simply have to be there, fully within and whole within yourself, and sit in the midst of your difficulties, and realize your divine truth there anyway, right in the middle of it all. Exactly as you are, exactly what you are, and exactly you right now. Rather than reaching everywhere at once, trying to find a truth that will free you and free those you love. So allow that you that is searching so desperately for a way to find a way to truly be a blessing to yourself, your family, your friends, your society, and the universe, all at the same time. So allow for yourself that experience. Allow yourself to consider that truth. Allow yourself to know what it is to know that God knows about you. Allow yourself to know that. Allow yourself to be God consciousness about your awareness of self. Don't be aware of yourself as anything less than that, or you condemn yourself to a living hell. The only ones that would say that that's not your truth, that's not your right, that's not your way of moving through life here, is their own worst enemy. And you don't need to allow yourself to be limited by their limited awareness, their limited self-image, their merely continuous condemnations of themselves. So, God, love them, you have to. You have to be there for them, and you have to be reliable, and you have to be nice, and you have to be loving, but at the same time, you don't have to be the you that they think you are. You don't have to lower your consciousness down to the level of the person that you're interacting with. And the thought that we've twisted ourselves into that somehow we being here is less than our unconditionally divine, loving truth manifests cleanly and purely and beautifully, through these bodies. The fact that we're less than that should indicate to us that we should be allowing things to change dramatically for the better for us. And we should choose it in this very moment. Why not allow it to get dramatically better for you consciously, awareness-wise, knowingly, capable of knowing the infinite truth of all things, and know it right now. Feel where you struggle against allowing that to be true for yourself, and just embrace that part of yourself and say, wow, am I afraid of this right here? I'm terrified of what it is that I might become if I'm one with the universal truth. And the universal truth is one and whole within me. Allow that truth to be the truth that you live here. Allow this terrified consciousness that has limited its awareness of self. Allow yourself to open and to know and to be known. Allow the you that embraces all of this, yet is far beyond the farthest reaches of all that this could ever be. Allow that you to be known to me. Don't hold that you back when someone requests that you be here, truly, as that which is eternally true of you. Be that here with me now, of that which is eternal within you. Let me know that it's okay for me to suggest that you consider doing this. Let me know that it's okay with you, that to the degree that I'm able to choose it and manifest it for myself, that you think that's kind of nice. Okay? So I don't have any fear of a negative reaction from you if I actually make a quantum shift, okay? And nor would you ever receive that from me, ever. The moment that you intend for the miraculous to be you, I'm there, God blessing you to that 100%. When you allow the miraculous to be you, I'm there for you 100%. Allow the miraculous to be you. Why would you shut that truth down within yourself? And deny me from that experience of knowing a consciousness that lives miraculously moment to moment is in communion with me. Allow the best that's ever been to be what you show me of you. The best that's ever been. The best that ever will be. Allow the truth of what that can embrace to be known to me through you. Allow me to know what it is to sit next to a consciousness that's infinite and eternal and embodied. You know what it is to know those who know the Divine Goddess incarnated. Let me be one of those who know a consciousness willing to be worthy of that. Because she begins to become aware of it. It's not a lie. It's not a dream. It's not a goal. But it's the eternal truth of what you are. And you just, for a moment, were unaware of that. Throughout the eternities, this is but a fraction of a moment. So, in this same moment, you can let it all go. And be wholly whole and whole and holy. A wonderful blessing and miracle to this world. So, to the degree that you're able to open into that, I'll do my best to support you in every way I can. Thank you. Yeah. Give in to the possibility that there's others here beside you that are awakening divinely, that know what it is to know God as themselves. Know that that's the purpose of every consciousness on this planet, is to know itself as God. That's the purpose of existence. That's the reason that God moves it for each form and moves his consciousness in there, is to wake up as me and as you. Okay? Don't say no to God. Because the only way that you're going to know yourself truly is in a godly way. Does that make any sense intellectually to you? Yeah, it can't be any other way. You can't know God until you know as God. How could the truth of that be anything other than exactly that? You can't know the truth of God without being the truth of God. So, and if you're not that in this moment, then you say, okay, God, have your way with me. Shift me, bless me, mold me, fold me, guide me, scold me, but move me into knowing myself divinely, please. That's the only prayer that I think is worthy of saying. But I'm not saying that it's hopeless. I'm just saying that you have to at least begin by having hope that what I'm saying has a realm of possibility in it that might be true of you. And you know that it does. You've been there. So, are you going to carry this secret? And keep it a deep, dark secret that you know that your ultimate truth is a divine one, and yet, for some reason where you think you're benefiting the rest of us, you're not living here as that. Unless you're here as your truth, you can't be a true blessing to me. You can be a sounding board of clever conversation, but that's about it. You know, you can communicate to me, you know, some practical applications of how to move into better circumstances, you know, for ourselves. And I appreciate that, and you know, try not to be too resistant to, you know, to change, you know, in my family life, you know, because I know the more I change for the better things are getting around here. So So just please allow me the possibility of changing in a really good way for myself and my family.
I hope I can.
Oh, no, just, there's nothing that we have to do other than say, God bless you, God's will be done. And don't have a negative opinion that that might be a bad thing that God would create, okay? Well, I'm saying this because I'm having to move my consciousness through these concerns. And so, to the degree I'm making an assumption that you share a similar one, my only desire is, as I'm experiencing, a particular level of consciousness, and I'm becoming fully aware of what it is so that I can gain a measure of control over it. I need some occasional support in my fears that I'm not doing the right thing in this thing that I'm doing that is truly extraordinary, really. So a positive attitude towards me, would be so nice. If you could see me as a, or even just as a good influence on Claudio N and Claudia. I don't know what to do, except to keep trying to love her more and more, Because, if I let my intellect be in control, I could drive myself crazy with the insanity of some of the things that I go through in dealing, with this situation here. And so I've decided that, as painful as it may be for me to interact with everybody that I interact with, I have to be willing to, instead of trying to escape this into some other universe or some other state of consciousness, that I have to find a way to be true to myself exactly as I am right now. Does that make sense? So I have to allow it to get good for me right now and not pass it off to somebody else that's more deserving in anybody's point of view. I have to be willing for a miracle to happen for me, for me to accept it, and if I have to consider myself worthy of it, for me to be worthy of it. Because the long and short is, for us to shift here dramatically, it has to be a miraculous shift.
Love.
Yeah, but we're so far away from being unconditionally true to ourselves and everyone else. We're so far away from that we have to begin to acknowledge it for each other. That's really the truth of us, despite our current behavior. The way we behave here towards each other is, certainly not making people feel overwhelmed with joy afterwards. And isn't that the effect that we should have on each other and everyone else that we deal with, where they feel joy for our interactions with them? Isn't that the right thing for us to be focused on in terms of where our consciousness needs to be? Is how we can behave ourselves in such a way that others feel blessed by their interactions with us. God bless that I could feel divinely blessed by anyone here. I don't know what it's going to take to finish going through this level of consciousness that I'm in, but, regardless of what it may appear to you, all I'm asking you for is don't curse me.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Because, I want it all, and I don't think that's the wrong thing to want. If it's your truth, why would it be a sin to want to be true to that here and now? And so if we realize ourselves that we're not that, and at the same time we realize that we are that, and that we can marry those two realities together as us here, then that which is greater will inspire that which is lesser to come into knowing the wholeness of truth. So to the degree that you're able, give me your blessing that I might be successful in that. And for myself.
My heart.
Excellent.
My heart.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm so afraid that nobody will ever truly do that I keep my heart closed for the pain of knowing that nobody truly blesses me with infinite freedom, infinite possibilities, We have to bless each other with that. You have to know that whenever we interact, that even though I'm not going to see it, what you're getting from me is a blessing to be intimately true to yourself in each moment. And to the degree that you're not, to instantly make a shift as far as you're comfortably able to go in each moment. Instantly making a shift from moment to moment of how much more of your ultimate truth you're willing to experience. And to the degree that you can experience it comfortably, you're just taking more and more and more. Until you've taken all in. So the entire universe is within you. You hold the entire universe, just a very small portion of the infinitely true, beautiful, divine, unconditionally loving heart. Of you. Don't mind if I do a little energy work and saying, yes. Making the energy around you comfortable with being flexible, breathing in and out.
Sí, que
soy
soy
de
una
Rumanía. Soy de Rumanía.
Ah, sí, ¿cómo estás, Cristi? ¿Cómo te va?
Bien, qué pequeño es el mundo, ¿no?
Sí. ¿Hace
gusto
cuánto
verte.
tiempo? No, nomás no recuerdo justo en dónde, pero sí me
Con
acuerdo.
la casa de este chico que vive en Estados Unidos también, que...
¿Quién habla así?
que tenía esta casota grandota que construyó su papá ahí en Las Fuentes.
Ah, ya, con Adriana Reyes. Adriana Reyes del Pino y
No, era la
un
casa...
arquitecto.
Sí, es la casa.
Sí, en Las Fuentes.
Ay,
Sí.
se me fue su nombre.
Sí,
ahorita.
Cristi, ya me acuerdo, perfecto.
Me acuerdo siempre de una frase, todavía la platico con Pedro, mi esposo, no sé si te acuerdas.
Pedro, me acuerdo, cómo no.
La novia en turno.
La novia en turno. Ok, no quiero interrumpirles.
¿No vas a asistir a la sesión?
Igual lo llevo y me devuelvo. Sí. David, can we see the woman in the studio? The sculpture.
¿Quiere ver una
The
escultura?
woman in the studio?
La que dijiste que ¿por qué la castigaran?
Ajá, that one.
¿Quiere ver?
In the office, of course.
Yes.
Of course, sure.
Todavía tengo tiempo porque lo único que me falta es lavarme los dientes.
Son las 10 de la noche, creo.
Ah, sí, no te había contado.
Que
Pero es normal.
normal, ya lo sé, pero por eso no está bien. ¿Has dormido mejor últimamente?
Sí.
¿Ya no te has despertado en la noche?
Ah, no me despierto en la noche.
Tienes los ojos bien raros.
¿En serio?
Sí. Sipi, 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 sipi.
¿Para qué sirve el note? Bueno, es para notas, pero ¿cómo funciona?
Le pones las mismas notas y luego los puedes ver en cualquier lado en tu teléfono, en tu, no sé, otros
teléfono
equipos,
que tenga
en
la
tu
misma cuenta de
teléfono,
iTunes.
ajá, en tu tablet, en tu compu.
Okay. Claudio is interested in being enlightened.
Yes.
He doesn't know that I know the depth of his desire, but I do. And I don't know anybody that you could learn that from better than me.
Ah, Cristina.
Okay. You know
You
her?
are a team.
You know
What's
her?
that?
A
Un
team.
team, un equipo.
Amigos.
Un equipo.
Friends. Okay, so can we get to, well, I want to say something beneficial to you tonight, okay? In order to do that. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. And so, I want this moment in time right now to be of particular benefit to you. Okay? One that gives you hope that that which you're devoting your life to is not only possible, but is for sure achievable by you and will be. Okay?
Hi.
Oh, hi, Carmen.
Hola, Gaby.
¿Cómo estás?
Cristina.
David, I couldn't come earlier.
That's okay.
Did you finish?
No, sit down. Sit down.
Oh, okay. You're still?
No, we're just getting going with Claudio. So, join us and let me continue.
Okay.
Okay.
¿Estamos
So,
escuchando?
okay. She's here to share what
Sorry.
okay, so open to sharing what you know it is that you can feel here, okay? Yes, so just do whatever you need to do to get comfortable, and then let me keep on talking, okay? Okay, so
About Claudio.
no, our consciousness all has to be devoted at the same time on the subject, okay? So we have to wait for her until she's done.
Okay.
So
I think I left. No, I want to turn off the phone. I think I
don't
left.
worry about it. Don't worry about it. The phone isn't disturbing us. You're looking for it is. Okay? Wow. Okay. And I don't say that to be rude, just simply to be efficient. Okay? Because we don't have a lot of time here. It's late. Okay? And what I have to say is important to you. So just give me your attention, you know, so that I can speak to you in such a way that you receive it and you understand it, okay? Because unless there's an understanding and communication, there's really not much point of discussing the divine, because then all we're doing is using our egos to impress each other with how much we know. Okay, and that's not our point. If you're going to be enlightened here, the only way you're going to achieve it is to wish it for everybody else that wants it. Okay? You don't withhold from anybody who seeks that for themselves. You bless them with that, with all the love in your heart, okay? That's what's required of you to be there and that yourself. Okay, so for those who want to be better, bless them with infinite possibilities so that they could choose to be anything they could possibly imagine that would be a blessing. blessing for themselves and everyone else?
Like for example, I said Lorita that wants to be a designer, but yes.
Yeah, you let everybody be free to make their own choices. And as soon as you're not fighting them about their choices, they're going to start making better ones.
Lorita?
Guess she ran off. Okay. So, what we're here to do, as you know, by the way, you look very lovely tonight. And so whatever it was you prepared for, your effect was successful. You impressed whoever you were with. Okay, so that's how you begin to shift things in your reality. Be nice to people.
Mm-hmm.
Expect that wonderful things are right, that they're experiencing something wonderful right now. You know, that they're in a good space when they're sharing your reality, okay? Because your reality is this, you know? This is what you... So, you have a head start on everybody else your age, it seems like, right? Okay, so you don't achieve your goal if you look down on anybody that's less than you. Okay? Just because they are what they are doesn't mean they're not God consciousness being that, because that's exactly what they are. They are God consciousness being that, sometimes a piece of shit. Okay?
In different moments of...
In behavior where they're having bad intentions and destructive actions to someone else, if somebody's doing that, they're being a piece of shit, in my opinion. Okay, so what you want, if you want to know the ultimate truth, is you have to want that ultimate truth to be a good thing. Okay? You have to want that ultimate truth to be something that frees you, that blesses you, that frees everyone else. Ultimate truth has to free you, not condemn you. Okay? Or it just won't work out any other way here. So if the ultimate truth is something that frees you, and you're not free now, then open up to saying yes to whatever it is that's capable of blessing you with ultimate freedom to do it. Because it's already blessing you with that. All you have to do is open and say, okay, I'll take it. I'll be the same as you. I'll be ultimately true and ultimately free and an ultimate blessing to everything else that is less than that. Because they'll have an example of somebody who's true to themselves and true to others and true to God and true to all living things, all consciousness. Everything that there is becomes freer when you're with it. Okay? You inspire everything else to freedom. That's how you get to ultimate truth. That's how you experience ultimate truth, and that's how you live as ultimate truth. Okay? Now it's fucking difficult. Based upon the results that we have no examples of anyone actually doing it. Stories of people who have done it, current examples of people who are doing it, you know, there's a lot of great stories, of course. There's a lot of inspiring things.
Like for example, Jesus that teach like a lot of people.
But you don't know what the truth is, do you really? It's a book, it's a story. Everybody talks about it. Everybody passes it around as if they know Jesus himself. But do they? Do you? Okay. Do you believe that that you're capable of knowing whether that's true or not? That you don't have to learn it from somebody else? That you don't have to get somebody else to agree with you? You can just look and see if Christ is there for you and know it within yourself. see it, understand it, feel it, be blessed by it. Of course Jesus is true. It's too beautiful a story for it not to be. But, you know, that's not saying all the story's true.
Like for example, the Noah flood, and some people say that it was actually a misconception because there was like a lower part of the sea in Europe.
And it broke.
And it broke and
400 feet of the ocean went down into the lower sea and caused the flood that everybody wrote about. Yeah, it's probably the truth. But the point is not for you to impress me with all the knowledge that you have, okay? Because I know that you're gathering knowledge at an almost unprecedented rate, okay? I can see that. But there's a difference between knowledge and knowing, okay?
I don't understand that because...
Oh, okay, well let's say that I write a book about a subject. And I'm 70%, I'm a great expert in it, I'm 70% enlightened on the subject. Now if you use that book as a road to enlightenment, where will it get you?
About 70%.
If you duplicated 100%, which you can't because you're not that guy that wrote it.
Huh?
You're not the guy who wrote the book, you can't duplicate him 100%. So the best that you can know about somebody else is in the single digits, man. It might not even be one. So if a person can't communicate through words to another person what the ultimate truth is that will save them, then how do you get it? Because there's no example of any book that's ever been written that the reader of which, upon reading it, then says, God damn, I'm God. Okay, because that's the truth that we're all admitting about ourselves here, is that we're God. That we're all aspects of God consciousness, and yet we're walking around stupid as could be. Why is that? Doesn't really matter the why. The question is, when are you going to choose for it to be different? Because if we're all God, then if we start making choices as God, then those things have to happen and happen instantly. So when are you going to choose for yourself to be free? How much more can you be free in this second, right now, than you were before? Feel it. Feel the shift. How much in each second can you know more than you did before, simply by choosing to? How much more can you grow, moment by moment, second by second, focusing your attention on how much more can I realize of ultimate truth in this second than I did before? And you realize that you simply can take it in by osmosis, because when you require yourself to know more than it is that a man can know, then the only way that you can know it is to be it. And you just feel what it is to know that which you're choosing to know. And you allow that to become true within yourself. Just because you can. Just because you are an aspect of God. And just because that when you start to take responsibility for that, your reality begins to be changed in exactly the way you want it to.
Like for example, if you like really believe it, or well, yes,
No.
believe something.
No. Belief doesn't get it. Because belief is not knowing. Belief is not understanding. Belief is not being that. Okay? You do have to start with a hope, but you don't want to rest upon a belief. You want to test a belief instantly and see if there's a foundation underneath it that will allow you to be enlightened on the subject as soon as you embrace it. If you embrace it and it doesn't make you go, holy crap, that's wonderful. And now you know a whole new aspect of reality than what you did before. If what you're embracing isn't granting that to you, then you're learning from the wrong subject. You're learning from the wrong teacher. You're learning from the wrong books. Because you can't get there looking to somebody else. You can't get there thinking as somebody else. You can't know what the truth of God is unless you allow yourself to know all that God is and all that God knows. And that's what God wishes for you. If there's any other part of God that exists other than you, which is an open question. Now it would seem to me that I'm other than you, and yet I'm beginning to accept that God is true, that God is real, that God is able to embody anything He chooses, anything she chooses, and that it's the consciousness that's in the body that is God. It's not separate from God, it is God. It's God confused. It's God damned. It's God damn bad. But as soon as you realize that even though that's 100% true, no matter that it's really as bad as it really is here, as soon as you realize that that's true, and that you're God being that here, then that begins to change you. Because you realize that it's all just a story in a book. It's not true. It can be anything. If you're enlightened, then your reality can be anything.